Hello, welcome to another DamsTV. We've got another Guardian warm roof to do. So it's not far from our house, it's only about 3 or 4 miles from our house. Lovely little job. I wouldn't say it was a shagger, it's not in shagger territory, but let me flip you around and show it you. So that's the Guardian warm roof. It's got a sun solstice in it. That one looks a little bit different than usual. Don't know. Looks a bit different than usual, that. Anyway, let's waffle. So, of course, that section first, then start boarding, then do these little triangles. What shape are they then, Liam? Trapeziums?
Yeah, triangle at top cut off.
A trapezium. Whew. But I bet that's bigger than a full board. It will be, yeah. Show me how to top a Wigan if it's not.
Tell you what, you're doing a lot of hard showing recently.
I am. Right, I better get some tools out and get cracking. The guy here is a lovely bloke, making us butties and everything, making us a bacon butty in a bit. Species, Mark the fitter, the guy, he installed this conservatory roof, but the inspector, DamsTV, found some only a little bit of a mistake. He's had to come and alter it.
I came straight away.
Came straight away, there's no point doing it wrong. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Came with blue flashing lights on.
Came with his flashing light on, straight away, right down. And fitted the roof. The glass weren't just quite in at this bottom corner. My eagle eye spotted it, so I thought I better give him a ring. I know he'd want to know and he'd want it right, so he's hiding his face because he doesn't want to be on. You might have seen him before on Crime Watch. That why you're growing your beard? Because it's nearly Christmas.
Wouldn't have happened if you'd have been on the job, Lyndon, would it?
So, we've got the first middle section up. We've got that on. We've got one up. That one's going up there, and we're cracking on. Right, bit of progress. We're all done and dusted, all boarded, all screwed up, all scrimmed, all the beads on, ready to attack. We've just had our dinner. It's time to lash it on.
Here we go then. Liam's mixed up. It's time to lash it on. Whew. Oops. Right, what I've done here. Look at that bench, 2 benches and a hop up just to get me that little bit higher. Filling out my beads. Oh. It is important. Fill your beads in your tapes out. It makes life a lot easier. Although on this particular job, I put that middle section on before I fill my tapes out, and I don't know why, I must have just forgot. But this is normal speed. A lot of people have asked for a normal speed video, so here it is. If you're one of them that's asked for it, you better be watching. Don't be skipping. But if you don't want to see me skimming, then just skip to the end of this bit, and there's a bit at the end that you'll see the job all finished and done. Liam's just cleaning the drill off before he starts. Back up. It is a bit dodgy that though, isn't it? Two hop-ups and a crate. So come across my bead. Always come across your bead like that. And then just run along just to fill it out nicely. See how I've gone round the bend there as well. Try to go round like that. That was lovely. Still got a cough. I'm just taking my time here, just trying to get a bit of depth on, a bit of thickness on. It was a nice little job. Good job I spotted that glass not sitting right though, because there's nothing I could have done about it. I couldn't do anything about it. So the fitter actually did come out, as you saw, and make it right. I'm sorry if it's a bit boring, but I've made the decision. Let's just stick with it, eh? Use my toe just to get into the 50p bit, into the hexagon bit. The facets are they called? I think they're called facets. 3 facets at the front. It makes life easier when all the facets are equal in width, because then when you cut a triangle, the other half, the other off cut, if you will, fits on another facet somewhere when you're cutting them. But a small facet at the top is awkward to skim, as you can see. That's about the limit. Any smaller than that, and it's really awkward because your trowel doesn't fit. So then you're really struggling. I've had one of them lately where the facet was really small. Right, I've been round the ceiling now. Time to start blasting on. Maybe not. Maybe fill my tapes out first. Fill the scrim out. You want to try as well, if you're skimming over a hole like that, bit of a tip for you. Try and not go straight over it with some stuff. Sort of plaster around it and then go over it. It saves stuff going in the hole, because stuff can go in the hole and drop and go straight in your eye. And it's a big blob too that comes out. So you want to be careful when you're going over holes. And there's no sort of wrong or right way with plastering. Whatever you need to do to get it on, get it flat, then that's fine. Obviously there's certain techniques, but whichever works for you. Fill my bead out. Maybe I should have sped it up, because this voiceover is going to be boring, man. The guy who lived here was quite interesting though. He'd been all over the world. He was telling us all sorts of tales. Been all over the world doing stuff. Something to do with fraud and stuff like that. It was really interesting. I don't want to go into too much detail what he did, but it was interesting. Had an interesting life, and now he'd retired and was chilling out. So what we saw me doing there was just knocking the bead on. Because these boards are so thick, you can't really nail. There's nothing to nail to, so I try and nail through the actual bead itself to try and maybe pin it a bit. I mean, I know people will get on the comments now and said try staples. I've tried staples. I don't like them. I can't seem to get the knack of stapling them on. And I think they don't hold it any more than a clout nail holds it. So I just use clout nails to try and keep the beads in place, and then when you fill them out, by the time you get round to them, if that makes sense, because we're going to start on the other side of the wall now, on the other side of the roof now. So when I whip my way around, by the time I get round to them beads, that stuff will pick up a bit and they'll be stuck on, almost like bedding them on. Right, blasting on time. Start with a line across, Get that little bit of a spider hole filled in. And just work your way down. Try and get that angle straight as you can. Some more stuff. Straight over the hole. See what I mean? When you go straight over the hole, you end up with a big blob in the hole that can fall out into your eye or into your face, or it hits the floor and splashes everywhere, you know what I mean? So you end up with a mess. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I am doing it there, aren't I? But try not to if you can help it. So I'm getting quite a decent lick down. So Liam's only got that sort of bottom bit to do. But I'm just trying to concentrate on getting me that sort of angle, that splayed angle between the ceiling bit and the slope. Try and get that straight, keep it nice and straight as you can. From the start, try and get it straight, because otherwise you'll just not be able to get it right. It could be like a dog's back leg, and it never looks good. I mean, some people say, you know, why don't you do the top bit and then let that set and have two separate sets? But it's far easier and better to get them straight. It's easier to get them straight when they're wet, because you can brush them in. You can brush that angle in and finger trowel it as you go in. It looks miles better. Sometimes you can't do it though, can you? Because the roof's too big for whatever reason. Like if Liam weren't skimming with me, I'd probably have to do the top 3 sides, and then I would have left the awkward side with the sun solstice in, you know, the piece of glass. Could have done that, or maybe get some retarder, you know, just to hold it up. Because this pure finish that I use is brilliant. You know, it's really creamy, really good, but it is pretty quick as well. You know, on a decent day, not even a hot day, you know, a day where it's not cold, it's just normal sort of temperature wise, you've only got an hour and a half. In winter you've got a bit longer, but you know, it doesn't hang around, but it is quite forgiving. It sort of sets in the bucket or goes stiff in the bucket, but if you put some water with it, it knocks up fine. And then the stuff on the ceiling, what you've actually got on, that stays fine. So I mean, there was a day not so long ago, I think he actually got it on camera. I don't know if you watch a lot, but I was struggling, thinking, flipping heck, this stuff, I only just got it on, I only just laid it in, and it was getting where I couldn't use the stuff, it was getting too stiff. So I thought to myself, by the time I get on this now, it's going to be stiff. But on the wall it was fine, it was just in the bucket. And that's the thing with plastering, you never can tell, you never know how a gauge is going to go until you've got it on. And then you've just got to adapt and just deal with it. And then it just tits up. Then you've got to sacrifice something, haven't you? Sacrifice the side and redo it. It's important to get it's better to get, so let's say it goes off on you. So by the time you get to your last panel, it's gone and you can't get your last panel. Then just leave your last panel and reskim it, but at least the rest of the roof is then okay. Never happened to me that, but I suppose that's what I'd do in that situation. That's what I'd have to do. Trying to think of questions you're going to ask me. Preempted questions. Oh, maybe I should have a question list. Get in the comments and ask me a question and I'll answer it in the next video. Or I'll do another podcast. Get in the comments, see if you want another podcast. I have done one, but it was just on my own. But I suppose if you lot send in questions, I'll have something to answer on the podcast. Maybe get the wife to read the questions out. Or Liam, get Skimface to read the questions out. That might be comedy gold there. I'm sitting here on a Monday morning. Why am I not at work, you ask? Well, yesterday I ripped me back out, didn't I? Flipping gone. I was going to go in today. I've got a job booked in, but I had nothing booked in on Tuesday, so I thought to myself, give myself another day and let's see how I go. It's no better tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do because the rest of the week is booked up. I'm going to struggle, I think. Or Liam is, I should say. Liam's got a busy week. So I'm nearly around now. I'm up to my beads, and if you look, the bead, that bit on the bead that I filled out is just stiffing up and holding the bead in place. That's why you're better filling them out. I see people don't even fill beads out, they just start banging on, and you think to yourself, what are you doing? It's criminal. But it's the way I was brought up, the way I got taught. Fill your beads and tapes out. Well, actually, when I started serving my time, we didn't have scrim on. We had scrim for the corners, but we had paper tape. We had paper tape for just the joints. And what you did was you wet this tape, and it was like an envelope, you know, a bit of sticky stuff on it, and you'd stick it on the board and then trowel over it with a bit of stuff. So it took you quite a while to fill all your tapes out. So the first bucket that I mixed with a podger, I may add, tipped it on the stand and they'd fill out with that pretty much. And then I'd mix another one and then they'd start launching on. But they could launch it on for fun. I bet I mixed 10 buckets of gauge. Probably 8 bags of mix 3 times a day. About 8 and 9 buckets per gauge. Ridiculous. And there was only 2 of them. When you think back how much we used to bang on. No wonder my arm's knackered and my elbow's knackered, my back's knackered. Getting old. Turned into a rant, this, hasn't it? Turned into an old man's rant. Sorry. Get back to it now. That's the problem with these voiceovers, isn't it? They're too long. No one's going to watch this. Right, reveal time. Time to set the death crate up again. Whatever you need to do to get the job done, innit? Well, I know what you're going to say. I've not filled them out. The reason I've not filled them out is because if I'd have filled them out, it would have moved the other bead. It would have moved the bead, if that makes sense. So I just filled the face out, and that's going to hold it. So now I can fill these out, go round and lay in, come back to lay them in, and they'll be fine. I hope that makes sense. So rather than filling out both sides, I've just filled out the roof. Then I'll put the roof on. When I've got back to them, then the beads are stiff then. The stuff on the beads is stiff and the beads are stiff and on. Just a matter of putting these on now. And then I'll go round, lay down and put these reveals on proper then. Beautiful. Just showing me stood on the crate there. That bit of like dry blob has come off the beads, so it's not too dry. You can just trowel it in. If you look here, I might see I'm gonna pick that up there off the bead. So you end up spreading it. See it there, like a bit of a line in the stuff. Don't worry about it. Just get it lashed on. So they've changed the design of these sun solstices a little bit. Because we used to plaster straight up to the glass and it would never look right. But now they've given us like a little black lip. to plaster up to, but apparently they've got altering it again. They're not happy with it. I don't know. I thought it was fine, but apparently some of the fitters have moaned and they can't get it right. I don't know. I found this a lot easier to work to. I had something to work to rather than just a piece of glass. With a better finish. But we'll have to see what they come up with next. It's riveting, this, isn't it? Riveting bit of content. Belting. Go on, Damo lad. Get it lashed on. You see the bucket, it's still wet in the bucket, the stuff in it. Still quite workable. Although it looks like there's not much to plaster to. Oh, laying in coat. Get it laid down, lad. Just take your time when you're laying it in. You don't need as much stuff on your trowel on the second coat, especially if you're laying down with the same stuff. And just going round, neatening that up. Neatening that edge up. Just taking my time. Getting it as flat as I can. Lovely. Look at the state of that, it's flat as a pancake. Bit of pressure on the back of the trowel just to keep the front end, so the front end just glides over and leaves it lovely and flat. Watch out, Liam, I'm coming in between your legs, don't be farting or anything there. Right, now I've done the top bit, I'm just going to start on the side, a big lick across, big flattening, then I can work down from the top into the angle. I've still not filled that flipping little hole in there, have I? I'm sure I do get it at some point. It's a good job I've got a few videos to edit and voiceover and stuff where I've got a sore back because I am bored stiff. I'm not a very good patient at all. There's only so many drinks of tea you can have, isn't there? And so many videos you can watch on YouTube before you start pulling your hair out. Especially when I can't do anything. Liam's got a busy week anyway. What is that? Big bit of dry stuff I've just dragged down the ceiling. Just fine tuning these little angles here now. Whip my way to that bead. Beautiful. Now for the facets, fine tune them at the top. Get the toe of the trowel in. Try and come down the angle a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful angle work that demo, if I do say so myself. Absolutely fantastic. I like blowing my own trumpet, don't I? Way up, side head view. I just turned my head sideways to see how straight it was. Look down the angle, if that makes sense. I do enjoy doing these roofs though, they're a bit technical. Makes you think a bit, it's a bit more interesting than just skimming a wall. What's going on here? I know what I did. I thought it's a bit boring watching me just lay down for so long. You know, the video would be about 3 hours long. So I cut it to laying in the reveals. And again, still, them bits of lines that you can see me dragging are what's coming off the bead, like a bit of dry stuff. It's not completely dry, but it's drier than the rest. So when you pick it up off the bead, you should clean your beads off really, but there's no need to worry. You can just keep going over it and get some stuff in there. It soon goes like belt in there. And you see it there, can't you? Just built up. I've just scraped that off. Tell you what though, this is a long voiceover. Maybe I should not have the radio on and just talk my way through it as I'm actually doing it. It might be better. Might be a better voiceover or actual video footage and sound footage all in one rather than the radio on. Lean with this flipping Potmaster. Can't miss Potmaster. I have to stop for Potmaster. Which I don't mind, but when I'm in full swing and I'm at it, I don't really want to be stopping. I want to just blast through and get it all cut, but it makes me stop. Moans if I carry on cutting. Starts shouting at me. Because he tries to beat me and he never beats me any. Never beats me at Potmaster. He's trying his best. He'll go mad when he hears that. I do beat you at Potmaster, you never win. The other day, before Potmaster comes on, you have to guess the year. And I googled it the other day. Cheated. And he sussed me out. I don't know how he sussed me out. He said it was too much like acting rather than a proper guess. I don't know what he means. He said, and I saw you on your phone. Frauding's in. Frauding's in if you get away with it. For those of you who don't know what frauding means, it's a wigging term for cheating. Right, change of weapon. Oh no, it's not a change of weapon. I'm looking for the pointing tool. There it is. It was in the van, but I cut that out. I don't think you want me to see me walk to my van and find the pointing tool in the van. I'm just filling that little angle in where the trail doesn't quite get.
Right. Oh. Right, Liam's favourite time of day. Shaky hand time. Everything in the van, Liam?
Don't even tell him twice, I'm gonna go in there.
He's already doing it, the laddies. What I like to do with this is just come round the corners there. Just turn round them, just softens them a little bit. Bit of a brush away from the bead and just try and get round them. When you're going over at an angle like that, if you try and go straight, you'll struggle, but if you go to an angle, like for some reason, then I don't know why, it's just better to go round like that. Lovely.
You're a perfectionist.
Perfectionist. You heard it, people, live on DamsTV. He's not been prompted.
No, he's a perfectionist.
We've been well fed on here anyway. Bacon butties and brews and everything.
Good. I just wish you wouldn't plaster wearing women's clothes.
You said you weren't going to say anything. It's a gift.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do now is cross trail it. So I know that I can get from the bottom to the hole. So what I'll do is just clean that one out for Liam, and he's not cleaned out. Keep the electrician happy. Liam! Luke, why are you not looking? Are you over there? Where are you?
I was driving to my mum's on Christmas Day. I saw a bloke crossing over Bury Road in Bolton. He had a fag in his mouth and 2 dining room chairs.
Every time.
Same joke day in, day out.
Every time. I carry them.
You know, at least you're not done your, some days you don't get a brew story. That routine.
Some days you don't get a break. Job done, job finished, all mellowed. Lovely. All cleaned up, all swept, everyone's happy, customers more than impressed. And it's home time. If you've liked the video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode.